Hi. You've often heard me say that all currencies move by the Absolute Fibonacci Framework. Well, I believe they do, obviously. But it was great to have the opportunity the other day to actually show how that works. Mick Lewis, one of Trading Post's traders, gave me the opportunity the other day to show a comparison between a trade that he had done using Elliott Waves and Fibonacci's and a trade that I could do using the Absolute Fibonacci Framework. Obviously, there are many ways that you can trade. There are lots of methods out there. A lot of people have invested a lot of time developing systems and techniques that will help you to find out where the pips are going. But I believe that the Absolute Fibonacci can save you a lot of trouble. Or even if you use it alongside an existing method that you prefer and that works for you, then it'll still help you, because it'll show you where to get into trades and where to get out of trades, which is essentially what you want to know. Take a look at this and see what you think. I've showed mixed trade, and then I've shown the Absolute Fibonacci trade.
G'day, my name is Mick Lewis. Welcome to the FX Traders Edge Trade of the Week series on the Forex market. I'm a trading coach at Trading Post Financial Services with the FX Traders Edge Daily Trading Room. This week I'd like to show you a short-term position that we had taken on the Aussie dollar. It was on September 10th at approximately 8:30 Eastern Time. Now, at the time that we were looking at this chart, we were looking for a continuation move down. You can see that from a larger time frame, we have this counted with a blue 3 on the left hand side. We had gone up for a blue 4, and we're looking for a continuation move for a blue 5 to come down. That blue 5 needed to work a 5-wave move down. Now, we had moved down towards a trend line for a wave 1, up for a wave 2, and we had a rather impulsive move down on the 5-minute chart for the wave 3. When we came down for the wave 3, what we had happening was that the moving averages come through that longer term trend line here. We had separation between the shorter term moving averages through to the mid-term and the longer moving averages. This indicated that we were in a wave 3, as well as a chaos down the bottom. We had a peak on the chaos at the end of the 3. From that time, we moved up in an A, B, C fashion for a wave 4. Now that you can see that the wave 4 brought the moving averages back closer together, and you can see with the wave 1, with Elliott Wave, we do not look for wave 4 to go into wave 1. If I put a horizontal line there, you can see how close we came to the bottom of the wave 1. This enabled us to take a short position with a very short stop. We used about a 15 pip stop loss on this, and we were looking for a move down. Now, for the projection area of the wave 5, generally what we do is look for equality between 5 and 1. So if we draw a fibbo from the bottom of the 1 up to the start of the 1, and then project that off the wave 4, we can come up with our target levels. Now you can see that the target level for this, by moving the Fibonacci down to the top of the wave 4, brought us down to 79.06. Now if we move along a little bit, you can see that the move down, it actually came just a little bit lower than the 79.06 area. I had suggested taking profit at the 86% level so that we would not get caught in a turnaround on this currency. So we actually had our limits set down there around the 86% of the full 100% of wave 1. As you can see, we came down, hit the 100% area, and straight away we had a turn in the market. And from that point, we had started to trade up again.
Okay, now let's take a look at that trade on the Absolute Fibonacci framework. As you will see, it wasn't working on the 90 before the move that Mick described, but it suddenly registered on the 90 on that edge barrier there and on that edge barrier there. And then moved, as we'd expect from this setup here, down through purple to purple sets. And you can see it clearly resisting on the main barriers within the set, and of course when it gets to the end of the set it drops quickly through the gap, which is typical, and then goes down through another set. Now this setup here told us that this trade would go from this purple line to this purple line, and that it would take a little while because it's not a clean setup. Hence you've got the long sideways movement here before it hit the bottom. Now Mick exited around about this line. You do have the possibility to exit at the bottom here as well. What is interesting about this is that without knowing that the framework was there, Mick inadvertently copied a set and a gap up here down to a set and a gap down here to find this point. He is also using Elliott Waves. Now Elliott Waves work with the Fibonacci as well. They work in proportions that relate to the Fibonacci. Of course they do, because they go to the barriers within the framework on any move. Hence you have the situation where there are patterns within patterns on Elliott Waves. We are just looking at a 90 fractal at the moment. Of course there are bigger fractals and smaller fractals, but they all relate to this permanent framework.